The marathon. A 26.2 mile race that will put your mental and physical limits to the test. To put that into perspective, that's more than the vertical length of the entire city of London. It's an incredible human feat for anyone who finishes, or even anyone who tries. Late last year, I began going to my friend's run club on Tuesday mornings. And after hearing about his experience with his first marathon, I started to get inspired by the idea of completing one myself. But there's a couple huge problems. For one, I'm 212 pounds and not built for running at all. On top of that, the most I've ever run is 5 miles, and I've been struggling with knee pain on and off for the past 3 years. I thought about the consequences of taking on this type of training, and doubts started to creep into my mind. But once the new year hit, and I knew I wanted to achieve as much as possible, I dived straight into my fears and solidified my commitment by signing up for the Buffalo Marathon on May 26th.
Well, there it is. We are officially signed up for the Buffalo Marathon. I'm nervous, I'm excited, I have no idea how this is gonna go. The idea of running 26 miles is insane to me. But I'm excited to see how much I grow through this and what I can achieve.
My goal was to complete the marathon in under 4 hours, a respectable time which would put me 13 minutes below the men's average. But like you're about to see, things never go exactly as planned. This is the story of running my first ever marathon at 210 pounds. The first order of business was figuring out the right running plan for my goals. After doing some research on YouTube and Google, I ended up finding this 16-week sub 4-hour marathon training schedule. So with all that squared away, I started my first official week of training.
All right, today's the first day of doing the really fast runs, which are 800-meter intervals that I'm supposed to do at a 9 to 8 RPE. I think that's rate of perceived exertion. Basically just really fast half-mile runs. I'm doing 2 of those and doing a little rest in between them. But I have a feeling these are gonna be really hard. I haven't sprinted like this in years, I think. Holy fuck. That was like sprinting. That makes like your whole body sore. Oh my god, that was hard. Good pace right now. 8:45, that's marathon pace. About a mile left in this run. All right, it's the first easy run of this training. This first one is 7 miles, but it goes up to, I think, like over 20 miles by the end of this whole training, which is, I just can't fathom it. I think this is the longest I'm going to be running in one straight go ever. I'm nervous, but we'll see how it goes. About 4 miles in to our easy run. You can see why they call it easy. I'm feeling good. 3 more miles. I'm optimistic. Wow. What a run. Week 1 in the books. There's some tough days, but today was the day where I felt really good. Oh man, I'm excited to make more progress.
Things were going great. I was ripping the runs at the pace I needed, and I felt like I was recovering okay. But just 2 weeks into training, I started running into some problems.
I can't do it, man. I ran for like half a mile. I'm sore. I know I need a rest day right now. Fuck. I had to stop mid 8-mile run. I feel fine, but my fucking foot, my right foot has fallen asleep, and this happens sometimes, but I don't know why. It's pissing me off. Let me tell you about that, huh? Oh, my legs, 20-degree weather. We fucking ripped it. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm feeling it in my knees now. My foot was asleep for like at least 4 of those miles, my right foot, so I have to figure out what that is, whether it's the shoe size, whether it's something else I need to work on. Okay, it's time to eat.
I figured the issue with my right foot had to do with my running form or my shoes, so I spent hours researching how to improve my running form and what shoes were best for people with wide feet like me. And it felt like the changes were working.
Are we done? We did it. Oh, my fucking legs, dude. Holy shit. Longest I've ever run. 9 miles, 10:40 pace. Calves are sore as shit. These are gonna be the days, man. These are gonna be the types of days where I think about while I'm in the middle of the marathon, and I'm just telling myself, this is why you did it, man. This is why we decided to push ourselves as hard as we have. Sprints today went well. 6-minute mile pace for 2 half miles and then a quarter mile. All right, officially about to go on my longest run ever and my longest run of this marathon training. It is 11 miles. I've got my electrolytes that are mixed with beetroot powder, give me some nice energy. And then I have some Go gels from BPN. These are something you take every like 4 miles, and it just
helps you go longer, harder, faster. Maybe I shouldn't have said all those things the way that I just said them. Oh, it's a beautiful day, but it is very windy, so we'll see how this run goes. I'm excited. As I was getting into a good groove of keeping up with the schedule, I once again started experiencing more pain. But this time, it was almost unbearable.
In the middle of my 6-mile long run, and I just have to fucking stop because my left shin hurts so bad. My fucking right foot hurts, my right knee hurts. I don't know, I just feels like I'm not recovering as quickly as I was before, and I'm eating the exact same amount. I don't know what's going on.
All right, we gotta talk. After that 6-mile run, I tried doing one of my shorter runs again, the 4-mile runs, and again, just shin pain, knee pain. I'm not recovering properly or in time. Something's gotta change. I think I have to improve my strength. I think I have to really start prioritizing the diet and the sleep, even though I feel like I already have been. And I gotta figure out a way to tackle this. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to run 26 miles. My days off were spent trying to improve my mobility and strength in my shins and knees. It was a huge setback, and I even considered calling off the marathon entirely because I had no idea how much progress I was about to lose. But slowly, the pain started to go away, and after 3 weeks, I attempted to make my way back into the training schedule.
First long run in 3 weeks. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm taking it slow. I put in 10 miles into my watch. If I can make the whole 10 miles without stopping, I'll be very, very happy with myself. Let's see if I'm back. Here we go. Yes, sir. We did it. Oh, we're so back. 10:53 pace. There's a bit of shin pain and knee pain that I usually have felt the past few weeks, but we powered through it, and I felt really, really strong today. We are back.
The weeks went on, and the pain I experienced in my left shin, my right foot falling asleep after 4 miles, and my knee pain all sporadically came and went during different runs. It felt like I was never going to fully resolve them, so I just said screw it and dealt with the pain as best as I could while making sure to fuel my body as much as possible.
All right, I'm about 5 miles in for the longest run I'll ever do before the marathon. It's humid as fuck. There's nothing much I can do though. I really don't want to do this, but I have to do this. I failed. I only got 18 miles. I couldn't do any more. I feel like I'm dying, man. I'm so dehydrated. It's so humid. I need electrolytes terribly. That's the farthest run I can do before the marathon. And that was by far the hardest run I've ever done.
I had done the hard part, and now, after all the training, all the great runs, all the bad runs, and all the injuries, the only thing left to do was to run the marathon. I woke up at 4 a.m. the morning of, fueled myself with carbs and electrolytes, and met up with my friend Nate to walk to the starting line and race together.
You ready?
Yeah, man. Let's do this.
All right, mile 1. Here we go. Let's do it.
You got this.
Let's go.
The first couple miles were full of hype. The crowd was spilling into the streets. There were signs everywhere, like ones that said, "Remember, you paid to be here," and everyone running was in high spirits. 4 miles in, and the effects of the weather were starting to show on my shirt.
4 miles in.
You got this. We're on pace. Let's keep going.
Let's do it.
It was much more humid than I expected, and for someone who sweats a lot like me, this was really bad news. There was a thick cloud of haze still lingering from the morning, and it kind of made the race feel more dramatic. This was also when I would start my battle with my right foot falling asleep, just like it did after 4 miles into some of my training runs.
This is hard to drink while I'm running. That's what I told you, man. That's why I got this, buddy. About 6 miles in. Almost about 6. We got this. 20 miles left, baby.
Mile 7, just past the marker. We're on pace. Not much more to say right now. Let's just keep going. Gotta lock in.
As the miles kept adding up, I stayed on pace for a sub 4-hour marathon, and my hopes were still high. But once I hit the half marathon point, the amount of running I'd done so far hit me like a ton of bricks. I started slowing down, and I lost Nate in the process.
Okay, we're approaching mile 15. I've slowed down pretty significantly. Not sure we're gonna hit the sub 4 mark as things are looking right now. It's pure Mind over matter. Second half of this is so much harder.
I was determined not to stop, even if it meant I had to slow down. I had trained months for this and prepared for the battle this race would be.
Yeah, it's officially the longest I've ever run. I've really slowed down. I don't know what the pace is gonna be. I just want to finish. It's fine.
But pretty soon, I hit what is known as the wall. The wall is the time in your marathon when your glycogen stores, aka your body's main source of energy, are completely depleted. This is why you should spend 3 to 4 days before the marathon eating around 600 grams of carbs per day and consuming running gels during the race so you can basically overload your glycogen stores to not have them deplete as quickly. And that lack of glycogen made me come to a brutal halt.
Almost at 21 miles. My right hip and knee is killing me. I have to like limp while I run. This is fucked, man. I just need to finish 5.5 miles. I think I can do it.
For the next 5 miles, I kept starting and stopping, starting and stopping. The pain I was running through was shooting up my entire body, from my feet to my calves to my knees to my thighs and hamstrings, all the way to my shoulders. It was pain I'd never experienced before in my entire life.
One more mile. Can't stop now. I can't.
I had imagined the moment I would cross the finish line and how I would feel when I did for almost half a year.
I've been watching a lot of these marathon videos on YouTube from Nicholas Crystal, from Nathaniel Drew, people I watch. And every time they get close to the finish line, just start tearing up, man. It's emotional thinking about what I could possibly do and how much work it takes to get there and how it would feel to cross the finish line.
Everything I had suffered through, the doubts, the pain, the failed runs, the intense training, it all came down to this single moment. I had finished in 4 hours and 34 minutes. 35 minutes over my goal. So the question is, was it a failure? Absolutely not. I'm very happy with that result. As far as changes in my physique went, there really wasn't much. Since I increased the amount of calories I was consuming, I actually stayed around 210 pounds throughout the training. I'm not sure if I'll ever train for and run a marathon again, but I am going to keep running in my weekly routine, and I learned so much through this process. I learned how much I can push past my physical and mental limits. I learned how much time I need to recover properly. I developed more discipline and structure, which influenced all other areas of my life. And I had an omnipresent sense of accomplishment that came from constantly increasing my long runs and getting that runner's high, which definitely sharpened my thinking on a daily basis. If you plan on signing up for your first marathon after watching this video, just know that the training and the race itself will almost definitely not go as planned. You're gonna go through so many internal and external battles, but you'll come out of it way more capable of handling anything that life throws at you. We are heavily influenced by who we spend the most time with, and that was certainly the case for this marathon and wanting to actually do it. Spending time with those guys at the run club, it made me want to push myself and grow, and that is why I created my online community, which is Self Mastery School. If you're someone who is really ambitious and passionate about self-improvement, but you're lonely in real life and you feel like you can't really talk to anyone about your self-improvement struggles in real life, or no one's as passionate as you, that's why I created this community, to have that sort of space for you to talk to other people, to hold yourself accountable, and to grow in a school-like setting. In the community, you're going to get access to full-length courses and ebooks. You will also meet in a coaching call with me and the rest of the community every week, so we can talk about our struggles, what we're going through, and give and get advice and hold each other accountable too. And you'll learn a ton. I know I've learned a lot just by being in there and speaking to the people in the school. Really fun community, and if you want to join, you can click that first link in the description and book a free call with me to see if you're ready and you are right for the school. I have other challenge videos like this, like the time I tried to double my testosterone. If you want to check out that video, it's right here. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.